Hey everybody. I was recently holiday shopping and it reminded me of a very, very, very important thing that anyone who's looking for a new career opportunity should keep at the forefront of their mind. It was really a warning sign. You see, Christmas was rolling around, and for once, I wanted to not be like every other guy out there and treat it in a perfunctory way. The gift giving. I wanted to be thoughtful about it. So one night after the kids were down, I took my car and I started doing all the shopping late at night. Thinking that no one else had this idea. Well, anyone out there who has been Christmas shopping knows that many people have that idea, and so I found myself going from store to store and eavesdropping on people's conversations, and you really see a wonderful, holiday shopping is one of those few moments we have, I think, where there's something really communal about it. You get exposed to people outside of your immediate friends, family, so on and so forth. And I saw teenagers buying presents for their friends, and I saw parents who were up late, maybe the kids were at the babysitter, buying for their kids and making sure that they had everything there. But I also saw something else. In the holidays, as the shopping mania takes over, a lot of products that have what I call false value, they just plummet. For example, the iPhone is an iPhone no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you buy it in the Christmas time or some other holiday or not. There's a baseline of price that you have to pay, right? There's a barrier to entry there, and that barrier never really goes anywhere. It never goes away. But there's a ton of other products out there that in other parts of the year, they're hiding behind the fact that fellow products are at a price point. They're hiding behind the fact that my brand is not really well known enough, but maybe it's okay to gain traction. And when the holiday mania hits, their value just plummets. And there is no better example of that than if you go to Walmart pre-Christmas and you look through the aisles and they're just pawed over, right? And all these beautiful custom toys maybe that are made by some small company, right, in Massachusetts are on the floor grimy with big, Chinese toy conglomerate manufacturer products, right? It doesn't matter. No one cares. They're just grabbing it, scanning it. If the price works, they're putting it in their cart. If not, they're just putting it back there. They don't care, right? Well, that's the biggest mistake that people make when they start ramping up a job search or looking to really gun for that internal promotion and trying to rebrand themselves to fit that higher level, which you should do, or making a big career change, right? All they're thinking about is numbers, right? I just want as many opportunities as possible. But when you do that, you go down the commodity route. And when you don't take your value seriously and you don't say before you ever pursue opportunity one, this is what's important to me. This is what I am and am not willing to bend for, and this is the unique value, background, and perspective I've had that no one else has, and I'm not interested in being compared with others. That's a different story. This is my story. This is my value, right? If you're not really serious about that, then it's going to get challenged, and it's going to be found wanting, and now you are down the commoditization route. Let me give you some examples. If you think that asking a real question to, let's say, a recruiter, a hiring manager during the hiring process is going to cause that opportunity to disappear, you're being commoditized. If you're in a face-to-face interview and they say, I see this, but we're interviewing people who have, you have X, we're interviewing people who have Y, what was going to make you competitive? You're being commoditized. If you feel in the negotiation process that you have to give them a low number and they're not even going to match that low number, you are being commoditized, right? So it shows up in a lot of different ways. So let me just make this really clear. Your goal is not number of opportunities. Your goal is the right fit. The ideal hiring situation is you initiate dialogue with one person, you get them on the phone one time, you go for a face-to-face one time, you get the perfect role, right? Isn't that the ideal? We want what we want with the least possible amount of effort. So we don't need numbers of opportunities. We just need the right opportunities, and we need to go all in on the right opportunities. And we need to preemptively sacrifice the bad opportunities, or certainly don't pursue the bad opportunities. So I want you to really wrap your mind around this, right? Because it's easily one of the most important determiners of whether you're going to be successful at your goal or not. You need to constantly ask yourself, am I commoditizing myself? You know that resume that I have? Is it geared towards everything, like a product that's just like literally just thrown out there and saying, hey, anybody who wants it can have it, right? Is it that? Is it generalized? Or is it specific towards the role that you want? Or let's say a couple of roles that you want, your stories, the stories that you have in your back pocket, the value stories, the things that you are going to pull out in a face-to-face to prove value and fit and connection with who you are. Right. Are they specific stories, or are they so general that they could be uttered by 100 different people? And have you been scared about making them specific because you don't want to alienate an opportunity? Get rid of that idea. Get rid of thinking that you can winnow your way into a role by being overly general. Just take that, put a match to it, and torch it. It's a horrible idea, and it does not work in the marketplace. Specificity works, right? Negotiation. Are you clear, and are you ready to fight for the fact that it is not your responsibility to give them numbers? That it is not your responsibility to give them the low watermark of which they're going to go even lower? Do you understand that they can find out quote unquote salary range in 30 seconds better than you can, right? Do you understand that it is your right to say, I'm more interested in seeing whether this role is a good fit for the both of us, rather than giving out an artificial range? However, if you're ready to make an offer, I'm ready to listen to one, right? Are you okay with that? Because this is what real value is about. Okay? I can say to you, it costs $50 million to work with me, but unless I'm willing to walk away from $49.999 million, there is no perceived value. Value is only what you fight for, and this goes double and triple when you're actively pursuing opportunities. So I want you to keep asking yourself this question: am I commoditizing myself? Am I willing to fight for my value? Do I know in my core that what I have is something unique from anybody else? And do I have the courage to express that? Or obviously, have I hired someone, shameless plug here, to help with that, right? And help make that a reality. That's what it's all about. Because you don't ever want to find yourself in the bottom shelf of a Walmart toy store aisle pre-Christmas. You don't ever want that. You don't want that money, right? That's commodity money. What you want is high commodity. And the one last thing I'll tell you about that is, just personally, I don't run a huge multi-conglomerate business. I run a small business. And it succeeds because everyone who comes in gets the perceived value, right? You don't need, like I said, just to go back to this theme here, you don't need 100 opportunities. You need one, maybe 2 or 3, right? If you're really aggressive, that are the right kind. And if it's the right kind, you're going to be just fine. Thank you guys so much for listening. I encourage you to subscribe to my channels, engage with me. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree, what experiences you've had on that commodity or heck, even holiday shopping front. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.